Hello everyone and welcome to episode 44 of Form Guru series by MakeForms. I am Pratik, founder of MakeForms, and today we are quickly going to take a look at how to create workflows. So workflows are really important when you want to go beyond data collection. So let's say if you are an HR trying to collect the forms of your job respondents and you want to put them into an approval process where you have to send this to someone for approval. Once they approve it, then you want to go ahead and you want to have a reviewer review those things. So if you are looking for that kind of workflows, then we have got it in MakeForms. So to create your workflow, what you will do is that you will go on this section that says workflow. But before we do that, we are going to quickly create a form. So I will create a form for our workflow, which we will name that as employee onboarding, for example. Okay, and I will quickly create this form. All we will do is that we will collect their name, email address, phone number. That's it for now. And then as soon as we do that, we will go ahead and set up our approval workflow. I'll quickly publish this. And now let's go and check out our workflow. So this form is perfectly published. I will go on workflow. I will create a new workflow, start from scratch. I will name this as employee onboarding workflow. Okay, so as soon as we do that, we get into this. The first thing that we see is the response. So here we all we have to do is select our form. So I will select this form, which is our employee onboarding form. If you want to search a form, what you will do is that you will delete this. Okay, and so since we have now set this up, we cannot change it. Okay, so I will quickly go in and we have the response node, which is by default because the workflows basically work only on responses. So the next thing that we can see here is the approvers. So let's say I will add in the approver here. Now the thing is that as soon as you do that, it asks you for an approver email. So these approver emails are only those members who are part of your workspace. So if you are looking out at a broader, like a team, what you can do is that you can add them to the workspace. And if you are want to, like if you have a very big team and you want this that only those people who are part of a particular team can use these approvals, can be part of this approval. So what you can do is that you can create different workspaces for your different teams and add the people who you want in that particular team. So now here what I will do is that here is my email address. I have pratik at makestorage.io, which is my another email address in the workspace. So I'm going to set this as approver. Okay, now what I want to do is that I will have to connect the response to this approval. So I will drag drop this. So now this response is connected to an approver. Okay, now what we will do is that from this particular node, which is the approver node, we will bring out two options. uh, let's bring out three options. Okay, so every approval can have as many outcomes as you want. So it's not just approval and denial, but you can create your own, like if you are in a process where you have certain different outcome that you want to select, you can just go ahead and you can also create your own outcomes. How you do that is something that we will see right away. So now here you can see there is something called as outcome. So by default, you have the approve and decline. So what we've just give me a moment, I will check out this. So you have the approval and decline by default. But if you want to create your own outcome, let's say I will write in my outcome, you will click on add outcome and I will edit this and I will write um, put on hold. Okay, you can add as many outcomes as you want. And if you even want to, like there is no decline outcome at your end, you can just click this and you can delete it. So I'm not going to do that, but if you want, you can click on this and that outcome will be deleted. So I will just select put on hold. Okay, and I will close this. So now for this particular approver, we have three different outcomes. So one is approval, the another one is decline, and the third one is put on hold. Now what we will do is that for if this particular submission is approved by Pratik at makespace.io, we will put in another approval. If you want, you can do that. Let's say I want to put in one more level of approval. I can very easily do that. But like since I have only two members, I would avoid that. And what I will do is that instead I will put in a review over here. So as soon as this is approved, I want someone else to review it. So I will have my another email address as a reviewer, and as soon as you are put on hold, what we want to do is that we want to notify that user and just let them know that their particular submission has been put on hold. So if you see, as soon as you add and notify like action, what happens is that you get two different options. The first one is the select the field and a custom email. So in the custom in the like select a field, what happens is that these people are just notified. But if you want to send out a custom email address, like you want to craft send this particular uh, notification to someone else that this submission is put on hold, then you will add the email address. So I can do, let's say I will do Pratik plus notification at makeforms.io and enter this. So now what it will do is that it will just notify the this particular email that this particular thing is put on hold. But let's say you want to draft a custom email to the person. What you will do is that you will select send email, and here you will select this email address. So what this does is that it sends an email to the person who has filled out the email field in our form. So it will take the value from that email field and send it out. And now you can click on edit email, and you can write your application has been put on hold. And here you can add in your own CC. So let's say I want to do HR at MakeForms or something like that. But for now, we will do Pratik plus on hold at MakeForms.io. And then you can draft your entire email. I can cite hello, and I will take the name. We will like to let you know that your application has been put on hold. Thanks. HR team at MakeForms. And I will save this. So now what will happen is that if this particular approver, that is Pratik at MakeSures, puts this on hold, they will get an email that your particular application has been put on hold. And then what you can do is over here it ends the flow. Okay. Now, if let's say we are declining it, then what we want to do is that we want to put in a wait time here. Okay, let's say wait for 1 minute and then send out an email. Okay, I'm just using this. No reason why I've put in a 1 minute wait time, but let's say even if there are times wherein you want to wait, you can either select the time, or else you can also do one thing is that you can select a date. So what will happen is that the person will be sent, like all the actions below this will only be taken on that particular date, like it will wait for that date to come in. So I will select this time for now, and then what I will do is that I will send out an email again to that person. You can edit the email address. Your application is rejected, and here in the email address I will do Pratik plus rejected at makeforms.io, and I will hit enter. Please remember that you need to hit the enter for the CC fields to come in. You can enter as many email addresses in your CC field as you want. Hey, and then here you can select the form field. We are sorry to let you know that your submission, sorry, your application has been rejected. Thanks. And I will just, and I will save this. So this way, we have handled the put on hold and the decline. And now what we will do is we will also connect this to our end flow. So it all comes in and ends somewhere. Again, if you want to connect it to one end flow, it's perfectly fine. If you want to have multiple end flows, you don't want everything to come at once because it looks clumsy, you can just delete this. At any point of time, you can delete any connection by clicking on this particular line and hitting delete. And so and you can zoom in and zoom out to, if you want to have a broader overview, you can always put an end flow. You can connect it to an end flow here. So now, like I am arranging this in a much better way where everything is not quite congested. So this is completely upon you. You can decide how you want to, kind of use this. Now let's say once the reviewer has done his review, and what we want to do is that now for this particular like entry that has been approved, we want to ask them to fill out another form. Okay, so you can do is that you can click on, sorry, send. You can bring in the send form node, and you can ask this person to fill out some another form. Now, what we will do is that we will select an email field so that the person who is filling up this form is sent this email, and we will select the form that they need to fill up. So let's say it is a Zapier form that we want them to fill out. You can select the email content and you can say further details requested. And now write, hey, uh, your application has been approved. It's time to now get more details from you. Thank you. And I'll just end this and I will save it. Also, what we can do is that through these particular workflows, we can also send out data to our own systems using a webhook. Okay, so let's say I want to do this wherein I have a request catcher. I will use this. I love this website, and I would write, let's say approved dash submissions dash. I'll just add a name so no one is using. So I will copy this, and now as soon as the reviewer has reviewed this, what I want to do is that I want to send the data to a webhook. So I will just delete this, okay, and I will connect this to a webhook. Sorry, and I will click on add. Over here, I will just call our data. I will select this form, which is our employee onboarding form. Let's send a test data to see if this is actually sending the details. So yes, it is sending the details, and I will save this. So now what happens is that as soon as the reviewer has reviewed it, the data goes into my system, and then from here, we ask the user to send further details like, uh, like fill out the form, which is our Zapier form. And from here, what we will do is that we will just end this flow. So with this, everything is now connected. Our workflow is set up perfectly. And at times, let's say if you want to give a specific name to a workflow step, which is like this, what you can do is you can add text and you can say send data to webhook. Okay, so this is the name of this particular step. So this way you can actually, do things, set up the workflow. Now it's time for us to actually go in and see how this particular like this particular workflow works. So as and when you progress, you can keep on saving this using the save button at the top. Now that if you are all done, we're all set, you will see that if there are no errors in this particular workflow, then you will see zero errors here. And let's say if there is an error wherein I have not connected this, so it will tell me that there are two errors. Now you will click this, again it will say that source must be connected. And when you click this, it will take you to that particular source, and here it will say send email target must be connected. So you see that, and the publish button will be disabled. However, you can keep on saving this. So this really ensures that if like if you are all over the places wherein you just want to keep your stuff at one place, and like you just want to drop them and maybe connect them later, you can completely do that. You can save the workflow, but unless and until you do not go ahead and finish all the like solve all the errors and connect everything, the system won't allow you to publish this workflow. This is to ensure that like your workflows are always on point. They work perfectly. There is no failure happenings on your workflow. So this is kind of a fail-safe mechanism that MakeForms ensures you have. So I'm now going to go ahead and I'm going to publish this workflow. Our workflow is completed. Now what we will do next is that we have our employee onboarding form. I'll go into the sources, I will fill out this form. So I will do this, Pratik Mumbai, Pratik at makestories.io and 5, and I will quickly submit this. Now, as soon as I submit this, our workflows should start. So our workflow was that as soon as anything is submitted, we will just go ahead and we'll see this workflow. So the first thing that happens is that Pratik at makestories.io will receive an email asking them to approve. Now, the best thing about MakeForms is that if you are using Gmail, then your reviewers don't even need to go to makeforms.io, and they can just approve, decline, and put on hold. Like they can select the status and do it within their email. Like they see all the details, they don't even have to go to their dashboard. But let's say if they did not receive this on their email, like if they are not using Gmail and they cannot do this stuff within their email, what we can do is that the user can go to their MakeForms account, and as soon as they go in, they will see something called as approval inbox. Okay, so they go into their approval inbox, they refresh this, and they will see that they have this employee onboarding thing that needs to be reviewed. So we'll again take a look at our approval workflow. So the first thing that we want to check out is that we want to check out the put on hold situation. Okay, so I'm going to like put in this resume is good, but we can definitely look for better candidates. Okay, and I'm going to put this on hold. So now this particular thing is put on hold, and as soon as this thing is put on hold, this particular person wants to be notified. So I filled out the email field using my Pratik at makestorage.io. So now I will get this email where it says your application has been put on hold. So it says, hey Pratik, we would like to let you know that our application has been put on hold. So you can see that this particular like send email action was triggered, and then this particular flow has entered. Okay, now what we will do is that we will decline this, and so we should wait for 1 minute, and then this entire flow of sending a rejection email will be triggered. So I'm going to go ahead, and this time I will use some another email address. So I will do Pratik plus reject at makestories.io, and I'm going to submit this. Now, when I refresh it, you can see that I have a new submission. Pratik plus rejected mixtures. I will write uh, not a good candidate. Okay, and I will just decline this. As soon as I decline this, we need to remember that we had a 1 minute wait time, so we will not receive an email right away of our rejection email. We'll have to wait 1 minute. In the meantime, what we will do is that we will have another workflow triggered, which is for our approval. So I will just go in here, I will write Pratik Mumbai, Pratik plus approve this at makestories.io. I'm doing the plus thing so that we kind of relate to the submissions that were happening. Now I'll go ahead and I will refresh this. So we have a new one which comes in here where it asks us to approve this. I'm going, this looks great, and I'm going to approve it. Now we need to remember that um, over here we had to send this data to a webhook. So we'll wait for this data to come in here at the webhook, and till it comes, what we will do is we will see. No, sorry, the webhook thing comes after the review is done. I'm so sorry for that. So now this is the reviewer's email address. So this is my own email address. So now I will go into my approval inbox, and I will see that I have been asked to review this. So I will say all the reviewer has to do is that he has to look this, that okay, this is approved, I'm reviewing it. So done, I have reviewed this. Now the next step is to send a data to webhook. Okay, so now you can see as soon as I've reviewed this, the data has been sent to a webhook. Okay, in the meantime, let's see this. Okay, so here as soon as this approval was done, the review is done, and the data is sent to a webhook. We had to send an email to this person filling out the form, asking them to fill another form. Okay, so now here we can see it says that hey, your application has been approved, it's time to now get more details from you, thank you. And it sends out the form within the email. This is the beauty of make forms. You can ask people to fill out, so I will write, essentially the same form, but I can literally do this on the email. Like I can fill out the forms with an email. So we can see we tested out the put on hold, the user will send the email, then we declined it, it did wait for 1 minute, and then if you see here, uh, in the Pratik plus rejected thing, it sends an email saying that we are sorry to let you know that our application has been rejected, but it did wait for 1 minute. And in this particular approval workflow, where this particular approver approved it, the reviewer had to review it. As soon as the reviewer reviewed it, we had to send the data to the webhook. And once the data was sent to the webhook, this particular person who was filling out his application was sent an email asking for further details in another form. So this is the beauty of workflows. So we have seen almost all these options. The last one is the if else condition. So let's say we want to kind of have a point wherein we just want to users who have at the Gmail apply for this particular position, just a random condition. What we will do is first we'll unpublish this particular workflow. Okay, we will delete this, and we will add an if else condition over here. Now what we will do is we will connect our response to this, add a condition that says if email address ends with @gmail.com, and this does not need to be case sensitive, so I will save this. Only and only then send it to the approval workflow, or else just send an email to the person filling out the form telling them uh, wrong email address provider. And you can say hey, Pratik, we are sorry, but we accept applications only from email addresses ending with gmail.com. Thanks. And I will save this. And what we need to do is we will see one error. It says source must be connected. So we need to connect this to something. Oops, sorry. So I will send it again. Sorry, but we only accept emails ending with gmail.com. Wrong email address, and I will save it. All I need to do is I need to end this flow. I will click this, and now you can see that I have no errors. I will save this, and I will quickly publish this. What we'll do is we'll quickly check out this hypothesis. I will submit it. I should get an email saying that wrong email address, sorry, we accept ending only with gmail.com. So this way you can actually use workflows. It's completely like enterprise ready. You can create as big workflows as you wish, And if you ever want to go ahead and check out what all things has this workflow gone through, you can click on Q and you will see all these workflows over here. You can view it. It will tell you everything, like this conditional flow was triggered, it was false, and the email was sent and this ended. You can see the queue for each and every workflow. I know this has been a very big video, but workflows as a topic was very much demanded by our users, so I had to do this. Again, I would ask you to please like, share, comment. Let me know in the comments below what kind of forms you are looking for, what kind of workflows do you want to create, and I would be happy to address them in my upcoming episodes. I think with this, we've finished almost everything that I had in the make forms to show you guys. So the upcoming episodes are going to be much around how do you integrate and this new one at a time form format that we've included within make forms. So as again, thank you everyone for watching this video. Signing off, Pratik here from make forms. Bye bye.